Let's take a look today at a real estate market update for Tippecanoe County for the beginning of July. Hi, I'm Geoff Gooch, local realtor with the Russell Company powered by App Properties, and I would love to be your local real estate resource. As we begin a new month here in July, we have our data in June to look back on, and the market continues to be white hot in Tippecanoe County. If you're thinking about selling a house, now is the time to do it. This data is for all of Tippecanoe County. So last month we had 185 total sales. That is exactly one more than the number of total sales that we had in the month of May. So the number continues to be robust in light of the number of homes that are on the market. The average days on market is really the testament to the strength of the market and how quickly you can sell your home. So let's start with the high. It's a little bit of a ridiculous number. The highest days on market were 468. Now, I didn't dig into what exactly this property was and why it sat on the market so long, but we can throw away that 468. That's a little bit of a ridiculous number. It is not at all reflective of the rest of the market. The average days on market was 13. Yes, 13 days. That would be a day less than 2 weeks. And the median days on market, which is a little more of a realistic gauge of the amount of time it takes to sell a mainline home in Tippecanoe County, was 3 days. That's right, 3 days. So what's pretty typically happening these days is a house will go on the market on Friday. We'll have showings Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. And then we'll have offers on the table by Sunday with an accepted offer by Sunday evening, Monday at the latest. They are moving that quickly. So if you decide that you want to sell, you don't have to wait for it. That 3 median days on market in June is exactly the same as the 2 months preceding in April and May, which were also 3 days on market. And it has been in the single digits for the last 4 months. The average time on market in Tippecanoe County historically has been closer to 30 days. But just to give you a quick rundown of the days on market this year, January 10, February 10, March 5, and then 3s for the rest of the year. So this entire year has been well below that 30-day average. And the data that I'm looking at actually stretches back all the way to January 2022. And there are only 4 months out of those that actually reach into the double digits. And I'm saying double digits is 10. There is no month that the median was higher than 10. Let's talk about price. So the high sales price in Tippecanoe County for the month of June was $850,000. And the low sale price was $50,000. Those two numbers in and of themselves don't tell you a whole lot, but just to give you a little bracket of the ends of the data that we're talking about, the average sold price in Tippecanoe County was $324,410. And again, what I think is the more telling number is the median price in the market. And so that means that of the 185 that were sold, exactly half were sold for less than this number and half were sold for more than this number. That median price for the month of June was $290,000. The median price of a home in Tippecanoe County for the last month was about $300,000. Now, let's look at the trends here. At the beginning of the year in January, I'm going to use the medians here. In January, it was about $235,000. It popped up to $250,000 and then on up to $285,000. A little dip down to about $277,000. And then in May, it popped back up to $290,000. And in June, it rose from $280,000 to $290,000. Now, this is a combination of factors driving these rises in prices. Some of it is just driven by, what inventory happens to be on the market at any given time. In 1 month, the inventory might be slightly lower priced inventory, slightly smaller homes as, opposed to another month where it's larger homes on the market. So that does drive, those averages a little bit. Some of it is the seasonality of the market, and some of it is interest rates. Interest rates, climbed, and so there was just a little dip there, just a little blip as people went, oh, interest rates, but it didn't stop the market. It was a momentary blip, and then it just continued to rise on up. And the real estate market in Tippecanoe County, and I think really in a lot of markets, perhaps not 100% of markets nationwide, although if you read the national news, it might always be doom and gloom, but especially here in Tippecanoe County, the real estate market has been on the rise for a very, very long time. If I look back as far as the data goes in the spreadsheet that I have pulled up right now, which is just back to January of 2022, so we're talking about 18 months back at this point, the medians back then were 227, 224 in that range, and now we're up to 290. The data doesn't lie. Real estate is just worth more. So if you're looking to sell, we're not fortune tellers. We don't know for sure, if the market's going to continue to rise, if it's going to fall, but it has certainly been rising for a very long time. And June of 2023 continued to show what a hot performer the Tippecanoe County real estate market really is. So the last numbers that we'll talk about in this wrap up of the June 2023 real estate market in Tippecanoe County, which includes Lafayette and West Lafayette, Indiana, are the actual sales prices. So everything that I just talked about were list prices. You might say, I want to get this much out of my house, but how much that initial price is might be different from what the final price is. High asking price was $850. The actual high selling price was $830. So whoever sold that $850,000 property decided to lower the price by about $20,000 for whatever reason. The low selling price, that $50,000 listing price, actually sold for at least $55,000, as that was the low actual selling price. So again, there's a little bit of a delta there between ask price and sell price. And then we'll look at the average. The average ask price was $324,410, and the average actual sale price was $326,000, almost $327,000. So just under a $3,000 increase in ask to sales price. So it winds up being about 1% over ask is what real estate has been selling for in the Tippecanoe County, West Lafayette area over the last month, and as a matter of fact, over the last several months. And then finally, let's look at our medians. So our median ask price, $290,000. Our median sales price, $290,000. So those numbers were exactly dead on. So if you're looking to sell a house here in the area, if your job has come to an end, if you've got a new job offer and you're looking to relocate somewhere else, if your kids have graduated high school and it's time to downsize from the big house, you are moving up from that starter house to a bigger home, I would love to be your local real estate resource to help you through that process. It is certainly a seller's market, and I would love to help you sell your home. But the fact of the matter is, people also need to be able to buy. And while it is a seller's market, if you gotta buy, you gotta buy. Heck, if you want to buy, you can buy. And a real estate professional can really help you through that process, how to negotiate, how much should you offer on a house over asking price, if anything at all. Hey, what's the actual condition of this house that somebody might be selling as is? It is never more important than in a seller's market for a buyer to have the help and guidance of a licensed real estate professional to walk with them through the process of buying a home. If you would like to chat more about the state of the real estate market here in Tippecanoe County, if you're interested in selling a home, if you need some information on buying a home, I would love to be your local real estate resource. My information is below.